Hi everyone, my name is Charlie and I'm still in this jumper, I'm still in the car park, and today I want to talk about if there really is such a thing as a upper class Christmas. Now, I haven't done enough research into the subject, but the other day I happened to be on my break at work and I stumbled across this article on MSN.com, and it was all about the few things you should never have if you want to have some sort of upper class Christmas. And I was already like lower class anyway. Like, it mentioned putting a wreath on a PVC door, and I'm on a council estate. You know, they call it housing association, but when I first moved in, it was council estate, and we all have PVC doors. And they said, you know, don't put a wreath on a PVC door. And then what got me was they mentioned tinsel and said you should never have tinsel. Now, when you can see, I can see a lorry behind, a van behind me. When I was writing Our Doris, I like to write about Christmas. You know, Christmas being one of my favourite times of the year. All comedies have a Christmas special, so both of my Doris books have a Christmas special in. I usually read them around this time of year, but this year, didn't book any Christmas events. First Doris book had loads of Christmas events, so I got to read this book in a lot of places. This chapter. Anyway. Basically, I have a story of Doris's in which she refuses tinsel, and let me see if I can find it. One moment. Sorry, I'll just find it really quickly in here for you. So we're going a bit slower. I will find this. I'll cut anything out if it goes on too long. But anyway, yes, I knew that tinsel was a bit lower class, and I don't mind that. I'm actually... There you go, here it is. Our Doris doesn't go in for tinsel. Ever since Janice Dooley of Little Street was Miss December in the Gadsden and Taylor calendar. She used it to cover up her extremities, and our Doris said as it were more to do with the fact that she's a face like she doesn't put enough sugar in her lemon curd. So, yeah, don't like tinsel. So I knew tinsel was lower class. I'm lower class. I'm going to bring up class a lot nowadays, because although it might not be important to a lot of people, it's growing to be ever more important to me. And anyway, this is what this whole video is about. Christmas is common. You know, I don't want to offend anybody, but England, Britain is a predominantly Christian country. I get told it a lot by people here. Christmas is celebrated by a lot of people, irregardless of like their creed, their religion, their family circumstances. It's celebrated a lot. Sometimes people just use it for the festivities and the time to get together, but it is growing to be an increasingly celebrated event. I'm not saying this disregards Hanukkah, Eid or Kwanzaa or any of your other celebrations, Diwali, that sort of thing. There are thousands of them, and I am not trying to disregard any of them here, but what I am saying is, when Christmas is so widely celebrated across the planet, how can it ever be upper class? Now, you are going to get people who say, oh, you could have a 30-foot tree decorated, you could have a really long drive festooned with all these giant ornaments and 3D images, but you don't need it. You don't need it. You can't call, like, no matter what you do, you could have a flaming palm tree and decorate it with one silver bauble, but it'd still be common. Because I don't think it's possible to apply class to Christmas. I know that there are definitely ways to make it look less tacky, but personally, I quite like the tackiness of it. I like the gaudiness of it, the mismatched decorations, the images you made when you were at primary school and gave to your parents, and you still put them on the tree. It brings some fun and some nostalgia to it. And I think that one of my favourite things about Christmas is just the fact that you get to be so nostalgic, and like you get this time to think about the Christmases you've had before. I quite like thinking about the time that both me and my sister were in the Nativity, and I was playing King Herod and she was playing Mary. And I just think that that was giving some great foreshadowing for the future, really. And the entire talk of how to make your Christmas a bit more upper class almost sickens me, because it shouldn't be an issue. If you are earning millions upon millions of pounds and you are almost fetishizing flaming Christmas and flaming having this stupid sort of lower class Christmas, then you can bugger off. Another car's here. But David's here as well. Well, we'll have a drink whilst we wait for them to go. But if you were upper class and you quite like the macaroni Charles Christmas decoration you made when you were 5 years old, by all means, get it out and celebrate. Like, Christmas shouldn't be a class issue, is basically what I'm getting at. And it should be celebrated however you want to celebrate it. And it made me very annoyed to read this article. Like, I was poking fun at it at the time, but to me, it should only have been looked at in the idea of having fun, because I think applying class and like telling people what they shouldn't have in order to have some sense of class is actually a step back and getting away from the entire point of what it's supposed to be about, which is about, well, if we're being technical, it's about celebrating Christ's life. If we're being Celtic, then it's really Yule, and we should be burning some shit and sacrificing some things. And yeah, I think a lot of these articles and bringing class into it, even this video, forget what Christmas is actually about, and it really frustrates me that it was even mentioned, because I bloody like Tinsel. Anyway, give me your thoughts down below. Let's maybe have some sort of discussion, and I promise not to get so angry in future. It has been one of those days, and it's probably going to continue. I think I am liking not discussing books all the time, and it's probably giving you more of a sense of the reasons that Charlie doesn't sleep. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and please do feel free to comment below, and we will discuss, and we will try and calm Charlie down. So, yeah, until next time, that is all.